It's been a while. Gotta wait for this Instagram to go up. All right, it's moving a little faster now. Instagram is up, fellas. Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, the Beast One. We are back. We are back. I know y'all have been waiting, patiently waiting. We got a guest with us, Chef Dennis. He's more like a regular now. I don't guess we're gonna call him a guest anymore, but also me and Matty Ice, as you can see, coaches, and he's gonna be here this week. He had some stuff that he had to take care of with the family and business. So we respect that. Next week he should be in, and we'll have the cast together. But we just wanted to remind people about dad mentality and let them know that we are definitely coming back and going to do the show better than ever. So y'all know what it is. It's dad mentality.
What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer.
Yo, what happened?
Hey.
What I do? I hit something? My bad.
Yeah, you hit something.
Hold on, we're going.
What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I'll be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Sometimes we gotta fix our mental. Or maybe it's not meant to be a dad, a father, that's what men do. I made a promise to my kids, that's what I do. I just want them to do things better than I do. Or better yet, better things that I did. What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I'll be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Welcome to the show, shout out to the coach. And Matty Ice, Ice Cold Crypto. And each one, teach one. That's mentality, we just try and reach one. What is, that's mentality.
Hello, hello, hello. All right, as y'all can see, getting rusty. It's been a while. Y'all call my brother trying to sneak and get his bottle of water real quick, but we want to have a good time today and get knocked the rust off of things. So we want to start off with our introduction. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and y'all know him from the many seasons y'all been here. He's also known as the Ice Cream Man. You know him as the diversified hustler. He's also wealthy and blessed. Also the father of Art by Guapo and the Knox. Y'all know him, my man, Ice Cold Crypto, Matty Ice Cold. What's up, Matty Ice? How you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling excellent, man. Happy to be back, man, after our spring break, man. Hey, we back in action, man. About y'all, how y'all feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. So even though we was on a break, I definitely did take some time and hang out with this gentleman right here who's coming to join us today. Y'all know him from Who's Cooking Podcast. Now he is known as From the Battle to the Glory. My man came, chefed it up for me in New York, came through my family, hung out with us over the little vacation, came through, hung out, and now he's my father-in-law's favorite podcaster, and he's also my favorite friend and fellow. His name's Chef Dennis. What's going on, Chef Dennis? How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up with y'all, man? We love to be here, man. We love the energy. We love to be around other brothers, man, and it's always a pleasure to be out here, man. I swear, man, it is lovely to be out here, especially to see Crypto, man. Matty Ice, man. What's good, man? I checked you out on Facebook too, man. All right, I see you. I didn't know what they were talking about when they say Matty Ice. I was like, yo, this dude really got the truck going on.
Really making ice cream. Really got flavors. I'm a real ice cream man.
I see, bro. Hey, listen, in the summertime, for real, that's a good but good business to have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you go in the right neighborhoods, you always gonna have the support.
Now we do it all year round, man. We kind of, you know what I mean, don't really hit the neighborhoods too much, man. I used to do the neighborhoods. We do more events and festivals, man. You know what I mean, contracted events, and then man, we looking to introduce it into in some stores, man. You know what I mean, we've had it in a couple soul food locations before with freezers, so man, we looking to, you know, enterprise and franchise.
Come on, man. That's how you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it like that. You gotta think, you gotta have that mentality, that mindset to do it like that, man. It always starts small and then it branch off to something big. So man, keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work.
You know,
I've been tuning in, man, on y'all too on what's that, on the Tuesday or Wednesday night? You and what's the young lady name, man? I see y'all on there. Y'all going at it, man. Y'all be funny, man. Hey,
Lady T is my favorite podcast.
Hey, you better bail my man out too, man. I be hearing about you, Chef, man. You said you ain't gonna bail my man.
Yo,
hey, we ain't gonna get into that tonight though, but yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I think he don't understand. Like, I don't think he understands this. You know, I think he's looking at it the wrong way when I say
I get what you say. And y'all gotta tune in to Chef Dennis so y'all can know what we talk about.
Word, man.
Look. Tuesday and Wednesday at 6:30. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you check him out. We already got a shout out to Miss O. How you doing, Miss O? Definitely missed you out there. We gotta definitely come and see you soon. I'm hoping to get you. I don't know if Miss Victoria reached out to you, but you know, we hoping to get y'all in here in about 2 weeks and have another the women of Dad Mentality episode. So we definitely trying to do that and talk about some things. But hold on, fellas, before we get into even our topic today, which is going to be talking about change and the new things that we got coming up, Dad Mentality got going on. I would love to go ahead and let's do it like we always do in a mental health check-in, man. So we're going to go ahead and let Chef Dennis go first. Give us, as you know, please put your mental health check-in into the comments so we can check that out. Let us know how you feel from 0 to 10. And then we'll go ahead and read your comments as well. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, all that. So make sure you put your comments in and say what's up. But Chef Dennis, how you feeling from 0 to 10? And tell us about your week, man.
I'm about a 9 still. I stay high, man. High on energy. My week's doing well. Getting ready for this wedding. Go out to California. So everything is going well. Nothing to complain about. I tell people this all the time. If you're gonna complain, can you fix it by complaining? It ain't gonna change. So why complain about it? Just go through it and keep it moving, keep it pressing. So, that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? So I stay high. I try to keep positive, stay positive, you know what I'm saying, all the time. It's not a moment I allow myself to get down. So I'm at a 9. You always to ask me that, and I'm always like a 9 or a 10. It's seldom that I'm low down on energy.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. All right. So I'll go next, let Matty Ice go last. But for me right now, today, I say I'm about a good 8. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just happy about today, happy about getting back to the show, happy about talking to my viewers and all that kind of stuff that we have. And also, hanging out with my brothers is something that is definitely good for my mental health and keeping me in a good place. I got a lot of change going on in my life that I am happy about. So, I want to share that with everybody and just talk about it and, see what's going on. So, like I said, I'm about an 8. Everything's going good for me right now. My son started flag football. Follow me. You can see post the games. I couldn't post this week. I made the decision to bring my dog with me to the game, and he was going nuts the whole time. So I couldn't record like I wanted to. But you can see the first game where he scored two touchdowns and the interception. So happy about that. Going through the part of life. My daughter's getting ready for college. She has finally decided that she will be staying close to home and going, and now I'm blanking on the school she's going to. But I'll tell you once I remember it. But it's close to home, so not that far. Towson. She's going to Towson State. So Towson, I don't know if it's state or Towson. So anyway, but she's going there for nursing. I'm excited for that. She graduates this year. I got prom coming up, so it'll be plenty pictures for that. I also got her graduation coming up, so it'll be a party and everything for that. So I'm excited about that. I got to spend time with my son. My oldest son, he came back. He's now in Idaho and doing good in the Air Force and excelling and stuff like that, man. So I'm living high, just living every day, day to day, taking it as I can and living life and loving. So I say I'm about a strong 8 and feeling good, man. Excited about all the things that we got coming up next. So Matty Ice, what about you?
Oh man, I'm feeling great, man. I've been probably feeling better than I have in a while, man. I want to say over the last couple weeks, man, I've had some 10 days. I've been at some 10s, man, like feeling great. Probably was at a 10 yesterday, man. Went to church with the fam, man. Been, going back to church regularly with the fam, just, just getting into something because, always, been there, but just haven't been, a regular goer, man, and just using that to, build me up and charge me up. But I'm at a 9 today, man. Started some new things, over the last few weeks. New opportunities have been flourishing. Business, some like one door closed, we made some transitions up at the store and switched over, opened up some doors for my daughter. And then other doors opened up for me. It was like the perfect timing. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you let go and focus and move on, man, one door closed, a window open, or a bigger door open. So, man, like things have been just moving forward, man. So I get into that probably a little more next week, man. But just feeling great, man. I'm at a 9, feeling optimistic, man, and just looking forward to what else life has in store.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Molly Robinson and his Smeagol's. I know he probably wanted me to definitely say something about that for sure. Molly, see you out there watching. Let us know how you feel from 0 to 10. Oh, Molly, where you at? Good. Let us know how you feeling from 0 to 10 this week too, and we'll definitely talk about it. So next week Coach will be in here. He'll give his vote. I did want to just have a conversation. Hey, I want to talk about a lot of things we got coming up next, coming up with the show and things like that. So, we definitely got the Knox coming out again, April 22nd. It will be the premiere day. We will do our watch party with Dad Mentality again. If you haven't followed the Knox, it's art by Guapo. And it's a great thing that he's doing, telling his story his way. And every week he's getting better and better and better. As a matter of fact, I watched the new preview, and you know what? We're going to show that preview for you all here today. So it's a great thing. Oh man, my Aunt Leona is on here. Okay. It says your daughter is going to college. That means your Aunt has moved up in age. I'm blessed to be the number 71. I just keep praying and keep my faith. That's right. Love it, Aunt Leona.
That's right. Keep that faith.
Appreciate you coming through. Like I said, okay, the Knox is watching, so we're gonna get ready to watch this preview real quick of the Knox in the new episode. Now, I'm a little rusty, so let me get this pulled up for y'all real quick, and we'll check that out, and then let's see here. Got it right there. Blah blah blah. Go ahead and present, and have a good time here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make this stuff. There we go. Make it the main screen. Let's go.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, what's up? What you want?
None in the bed watching TV.
What you watching?
Baddies.
Of course. So what you think of that ice cream?
That shit was torture. I would definitely go back.
Not for real, me too. I actually got a job interview there tomorrow.
Oh, for real? Congratulations.
Thanks. I thought you would laugh at me for working at an ice cream shop.
Why you thought that? I like a man who works. So that means if you get the job, I can get free ice cream, right?
Hell no. You trying to get me fired on my first day? You can get some free therapy.
Oh, you lame as shit. You ain't gonna get fired. Stop being scary.
Girl, ain't nobody scary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I lose it? Oh, I guess that's the end of it. All right. So there we go. All right. So we go ahead and now I gotta bring everybody off. What just happened? Let's get back to the show. There we go. All right. So, season 2 of The Knox comes out April 22nd. And as you can see, he's definitely got even better. I like how he did the transition with the music in between each thing. But like I said, it's a dad mentality. We support our young folks that's doing great things. So that's Art by Guapo. Make sure you check him out. You can check him out at The Knox, I guess, on Facebook, or The Knox on YouTube. YouTube, and you can definitely give him a follow and give him a subscribe. But like I said, we had a watch party also. I'm probably going to, before we do the watch party, I'll start scheduling from the first season the watch party, so y'all can rewatch it.
Get caught up on them old episodes, man. So if y'all haven't watched, I can figure out what's going on this new season. I think it's gonna be good. Of course, I've seen it, man. I got my debut in the joint, so hey, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
I ain't say nothing about I ain't get the call. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that up with Guapo and see what's up with that. Why I didn't get the phone call, but it's all
too
good.
busy. That's why, dog.
Well, I keep it. I would make time for that. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. We had, it's a good time. I'm just happy to support a young man doing the great things. These young kids could be out here doing a lot of things. This man's making his art his way. So, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I'm happy for that. And I support anybody doing anything their way that, that is different from everybody else. So shout out to the Knox. Definitely a dad mentality supporter. I appreciate it. He also did the intro. So when you see that intro, that was done by Art by Guapo too. So if you want something done, just hit him up. You can hit him up on Instagram or him up on YouTube and let him know what's going on. So,
but anyway, his music as well. You know what I mean? Art by Guapo, but also he got some music on his channel. He also a live performer, man. So, art in all types of ways, animation and music art.
All right. What's up, T-Luck? I'm glad you came and joined us. But we're going to get into our conversation today. One thing, like I said, in a couple of weeks, hopefully we'll have the ladies come in and join us. And I got a lot of guests planned coming up that we, going to talk about change. And my question to you fellas is, when it comes to change, first I want to talk about why people afraid of change. Like, why is change something that especially us, I feel like us in our culture and even us as men, in the things that we do, why does change seem so difficult? So I'm gonna go ahead and start with I'm gonna go ahead and set Chef Dennis up, because he always does that to me on his show. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what he thinks about change. Why is change so difficult, Chef Dennis?
Well, first of all, when you think about change, it's growth. So you gotta step out on your ability to say, you know what, let me have faith and go out. And so I think people are afraid of change because they have to step out on faith and they don't know the outcome. And so that's where it starts. It's the fear of, let me step out and not knowing the result, what it's going to be like. So people are afraid to step out on it. But if they know in stepping out on change, there is growth in change. There is nothing to stunt your growth. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking for change, it always has a good outlook on things, but some people are afraid of it. So when you look at change, it's a lot of people are afraid of change because of them stepping out on faith, stepping out on something that they don't know nothing about, and they're afraid to fail. Failure, afraid of failure, afraid of disappointing somebody that's looking up to them. You know what I mean? So these are the things that people say, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to change. Especially when, just think about relationships. I talk about that all the time. Relationships. People are not willing to change because of sacrifice. So you're not willing to make a sacrifice. You're not willing to make a change in your relationship. You got to make a sacrifice. And some people are not willing to make that sacrifice. And that's part of it. I'm not gonna keep on going. I'm gonna let Matty out so you go in, because I could keep going on about it. It's that you feel me?
I agree with you.
That's what you think.
Yeah, man.
I agree with what he's saying. I'm just gonna kind of piggyback on this. I say people are sometimes it's about getting out the comfort zone, because change, when you change, sometimes you got to get out your comfort zone. So people sometimes are comfortable with the way that they're doing things, so they want to continue to do it that way. And even sometimes if it's not working out for them, they just comfortable where they are. You know what I mean? But we got a quote that say, if you're not growing, you dying. So the world change. You know what I mean? The seasons change. You know what I mean? So we definitely need to change to grow. And then also sometimes it's the willingness to accept change. You know what I mean? Sometimes we know that we need to change certain habits and certain things, but we're not willing to, for whatever reason. Some habits are just hard to break, so we can't change them because it's that side of it. Or, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of reasons why people sometimes fight change. You know what I mean? It's a hard habit to break, or they just they're comfortable where they are, and they don't, like Chef was saying, they just are a little fearful of change. Like they're just used to doing what they do. You know what I mean? But we got to be open to change and new ideas, especially, you know what I mean? Because what's another saying? If you want things to change in your life, sometimes you got to change things that you're doing. You know what I mean? The definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Expecting something, expecting a different result.
Expecting a different result. So, you know what I mean? Change is inevitable, and change is necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, T-Luck over here, she definitely says because it's unknown and it's a new thing. And I definitely agree with the unknown part and it being a new thing. The thing that I've experienced, and we're going to definitely talk about, is change can be good. You know what I'm saying? And then the sad thing is that, we can talk about change, but a lot of us don't change until we hit the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so stuck in your ways, you're so stuck in the way that you're doing things that you fight against change. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're unhappy, you know what I'm saying? And that goes back to what Matty I said about the definition of sanity. Is like we keep on doing the same thing, even though we're not happy with what we're doing. We're not happy with the result, but it's just that's how we've been doing it. So you keep on doing it, and then you expect a different result, and that is the definition of insanity. And I believe that, us as a culture and us as a people, we have to make changes. I believe that this season right now that I feel like the world is in, is a season of change for everyone, because a lot of things ain't going right. A lot of things are going different than what is expected or what might be considered the norm. So, I mean, I feel like it's definitely a time that we as a people need to adapt to new things. You know what I'm saying? Need to adapt and change and really go out there and do the things that you've been putting off. Like, the things that you've been not trying to accomplish or just putting off because you are afraid. Like there's no other time but to jump out there right now. How you doing, Miss Allison? Good to see you. It's definitely a time to go out and get something new, do something new, and just try and see what I feel what God has out here for you. You know what I'm saying? Because we all can do better. there's not a person in this world that can't do something, or that is at a point of you're doing everything perfect. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going the way you want it to go. There's no person out there. There's always something else we can be doing. There's always something we could be doing better. There's always somewhere that God is preparing you for, to lead you to, in my opinion. And I mean, it's something that I'm currently going through change. I'm happy about the change. I'm happy about the things, but it was difficult. You know what I'm saying? It still is difficult. It's an everyday, take it one step at a time type thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't. And the other thing about change is, when you're changing, it becomes difficult because you're doing something different. You're doing something new. When you do the same thing every day, that becomes easy. You know what I'm saying? That becomes the easy go-to to do. But when you do change, you're going to have to deal with difficulty in that change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney, look, just what you said. It's us men here, right? And just think about this, so people can really understand about change. We go to the gym, right? And we work on our bicep. We work on our bicep. Listen, if you don't change the dynamics of you working on a bicep, you go and do curls every day, the result is going to be the same. It's not going to change. So you got to do a different exercise to get the different definitions of that bicep. So it's different exercises that you have to do to get the different results. So we was looking at change. You got to do certain things different so you can get a better result. So we could go in there and do curls all day, hammers, boom, boom, boom. We're not going to get the cuts that we need because it's the same thing over and over. So our muscle gets relaxed, and it hasn't changed because the definition is not going to come because we're doing the same thing. And so that's the same thing in life. If you're doing something over and over and you want something to come better, you got to make a change. The result is going to be the same because you're doing the same thing. So how can you get
that change is uncomfortable when you first do it? So like
exactly,
on the gym thing, like when you first start going to the gym, it's hard. You know what I mean? Like you might can't lift as much weight, though. It's uncomfortable. But as you get to going to the gym, it becomes easier. Anything that you do the first time or get out your comfort zone, it's hard. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like just walking, like getting up and going walking. Most people don't like to do it, but it's something that you do because you know what you're trying to change. So some of the habits that we got in life may be hard to change. You know what I mean? But if you know why you're doing it, and sometimes you can fall back on that why, sometimes that can help you with pushing through, you know what I mean, what you need to do to change whatever habit that you're trying to change. You know what I mean? Change comes in a lot of forms. So it depends on what you're trying to change. I'm just talking about different things that, when we're trying to do better. And usually when you're trying to do better, it's something that may be uncomfortable at first. It's usually something you've been doing for a long time and you're trying to get rid of, you know what I mean? Whatever that may be, you know what I mean? Trying to get rid of some stubborn weight, you're trying to get rid of a bad habit, you're trying to, you know what I mean, study more so you can get better grades in school, you know what I mean? Just whatever it may be, that change is usually uncomfortable at first, but once you do it, you feel good about yourself, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym, but once you get up and go, you're glad you went, you know what I mean? Or something's hard to do, but once you do it, you like, I'm glad I did do it. I'm glad I didn't have that relapse or whatever the day I pushed through and did what I said I was going to do. So,
Yeah. So there's one thing I throw out there whenever I talk to people about change or even talk to myself is that it takes 21 days for a person to create a new habit, at least 21 days. So whenever I say to myself that I'm going to start something new, I already say to myself, I got to dedicate at least 21 days before I can start knowing that whatever it is that I'm changing will become a habit. Like I expect those first 21 days to be difficult. I expect the first 21 days that, okay, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm not going to want to do whatever it is that I'm changing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, because my body is going to fight against, or my mind is going to fight against it. Like, for instance, when I stopped drinking, when I stopped drinking was one thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as difficult as the 21 days, but it still, takes this whole thing. When I started my new job, I was like, all right, I'm not going to complain about being tired for the first 21 days because I already know I'm going to be tired because I'm doing something new. I'm doing something different. My body, I'm standing way more than I used to. I'm doing what you call it. So, I'm not going to complain about being tired because I already know that it's going to take my body 21 days to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take my body 21 days, my mind 21 days to get used to it. And I mean, it is something that they even say around the job when we're trying something new. And even when it comes to your job and especially your relationship, man, I feel like trying something new is definitely difficulty or difficult, or trying to pull up a new habit or what you call it. Even like you said, Maddie, is going walking. You know what I'm saying? Going walking is something I actually like doing. When I go out there and I walk, I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And I have a good time, and I love the being out nature part. But when I wake up that morning and say, I'm getting ready to go for a walk, then my body's like, nah, you can stay in this bed longer. But hey, we got somebody who joined us. I did send out a message today letting friends and family for this episode, if they want to just pop in and say what's up, they could. So we definitely got our boy joining us, Marley Robinson.
What up?
How
what
you
up,
doing,
fam?
Marley Moore?
I just popped in the house. I seen the link in the group. I said, let me pop in and say, welcome back, my king, my brothers. Where y'all been? We've been missing y'all, man. I've been trying to put some Eagle shit in the comments and mess with y'all, man. Don't cut the show off because the Eagles win, man. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all weekly, man. How y'all brothers
doing?
We doing great, Molly. We doing great. And you know what, Molly? I'm going to make sure that when we get back to football season and we start our new season again in September, you know what I'm saying? Every week when we do our fantasy picks and our bad football picks, I expect your vote to be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
I expect your vote to be in there to let us know who's going to win these games. Because
looking forward to next season. Looking forward to it.
Definitely looking forward. But since we talking about change, Molly, I know you always have a very different point of view, in my opinion, than most people. Oh man, where's my phone? I turned up. But I'm curious for you. When it comes to change, how do you take change and what do you do to prepare for it?
I mean, most times change came, I wasn't prepared because I didn't know change was coming at the time. But I love it. I looked at it like any movie you watch. I would like, people to understand that you would never like a movie if it just started off and everything was good for the character and that's the end. You got to see them go through some struggles, so I enjoy the process. Because once it's over, that's all you're going to talk about. Man, I remember when I had to sleep on the floor. I remember when I had to share rooms in here. I remember I ain't had. That's going to be the story. That's what you can write about. That's what people can relate to. But a lot of people just like to talk about the end game. Now I got this. They don't like to talk about the process. So when they do have change, I like change because I feel like that's the process, So at the end of my story, when things turn out good, that's something I can add to my story. That's another chapter. So any hurdle that come along, that's how I look at it. Oh, it's another chapter. It's something else I can write about or tell my kids and grandkids. Hey, look, I went through this as well, and this how I got through it. But if I never go through nothing, how can I pass on the information? I think the best experience in life is actually going through it yourself, It's good to get things from other people and learn from others' mistakes, but when you go through it yourself, that's the best teaching you can ever, come up.
Like
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Firsthand.
Hey, man, I definitely understand that and appreciate that. So what advice do you? So when you said that when you go through change, you look at it as going through another chapter. What advice is there? Like a mental thing that you tell yourself as you're going through change, or is there anything like that you kind of use as I guess motivation to help you get through it?
Yeah. I mean, I always heard, from my mom since I was young, like, God wouldn't give you nothing you can't handle. You know, so I'm like, whatever it is, he wouldn't put all this on me if he feel like I couldn't get through it. You know, so they be like, why these people don't go through? Because he know they can't get through it. He know if they had to go through what we going through, they wouldn't make it, you know, a week in the neighborhoods we grew up at. So he put them over there, and that's why things good for him. So that's how I look at it. Anything that's thrown on me or anybody out there, you feel like you're going through something, you only going through it because the creator know that you can get through it. He won't give you none that you can't get through. And I really believe in that.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that answer from you, Marley, but I hear it. I like it. I'm here for it.
You know, Rodney been rubbing off on me, man. You know, I've been watching Matty Ice and y'all, Chef.
All right.
What about you, Chef? What do you think? What kind of encouragement you give yourself when you're going through something?
To be honest with you, I'm you know, I keep it real. What keeps me encouraged is I'm always listening to gospel music. Keep my mind just focused. You know what I'm saying? That keeps me driving, man. That nothing else. Like when I don't really, that's what I said. I really don't get down because that's what motivates me. You know what I'm saying? My gospel music and just, or not just black gospel music, just all levels, because I want to listen to the music. I want to hear the words that could touch my heart. And so that's how I build it up, because, you know, when times get rough, that's my go-to. I like, when I'm driving to work, it's just me in the car. It's just me and God in the car. So I'm listening to my gospel music. If not gospel music, it's some type of motivational speaking on YouTube. It's just work. They just talking. They not having a conversation. It's multiple people just throwing affirmations out there, words of encouragement, words of motivation, just that. They just a bunch of people all over. They're just talking. And that keeps me, you know what I'm saying, rooted. That keeps me my mind focused. So when I'm getting ready to go to work, when I'm dealing with people on the road just driving reckless, I'm just focused. So I'm just that guides me, yo. That's my guide right there. I'm serious. And I'm not just trying to tell everybody got a different way of doing things, but that's for me. Like that keeps me solid. Yeah, for real.
You're feeding your mind, man, on a daily basis. You're trying to keep feeding your mind with that positivity. Yeah, that's definitely, man. I think that's a lot of people's problem. They always listening to some nonsense, man. You know what I mean? Feeding their mind with negative energy.
Hold up, and Matty, but no, watch this. I'm gonna keep it, like I said, I always keep it funky. I want to throw this in there before I leave this. I want people to understand this. Is that when I'm working out, I can't listen to gospel music when I'm working out, though. I'm giving it up with y'all. The reason why I can't listen to gospel music when I'm working out is because, I get emotional. And so I don't want to be crying. I'm hitting the weights. I'm 225, 235. I'm hitting the bench. And I gotta listen to my little baby. I gotta listen to something that's going
ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
So when I'm in the weight room, I'm listening to something that's going to get me, throw that weight up. You see what I'm saying? But when I'm just like want to be focused and locked in, my gospel music get me through.
No question.
And just to clear things up real quickly, when he say 235, he really mean 135. But go ahead, Matty Ice.
Okay, no 45.
Matty Ice. When I go down, I'll be going to the gym.
Hey, give me a call. Hey, but I'm kind of the same way, man. You know what I mean? Like when I'm going through something where I'm feeling down, I just I put something on to help me motivate. But as far as my thought process, man, I always think about what I'm thankful for, man. You know what I mean? Know that I've, probably gone through worse. You know what I mean? This situation is temporary. You know what I mean? I say my thing's always going to work out in my favor. I don't really know how, but I know at the end of the day, you know what I mean, I'm gonna be all right on the other side of this. You know what I'm saying? And I just, kind of move forward and things like that. And try not to, focus and let your mind get the best of you. Because a lot of times with a lot of the stuff you think about isn't really going to happen. Sometimes your mind get the, worrying and get you feeling, getting you in a certain place. So I try to, stay in control of my thoughts. You know what I mean? So that's about being aware of your thoughts and how you feeling, you know what I'm saying, in that moment, so you can respond instead of reacting, you know what I'm saying? So it is lessons that I've learned, you know what I mean, and you learn yourself as you get older. Well, you should, you know what I mean, learn yourself better, learn, why you're reacting to certain things, you know what I mean? That's going back to how we talking about change, you know what I mean? Like we can't continue to respond and react the same way we used to when things happen. You know what I mean? You learn your feelings, learn your emotions, and learn the things that you do that trigger certain things about yourself. You know what I mean? So just being aware of my feelings and what I'm thinking about helps me.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, because I'm gonna tell you what, you know, my reactions are not even close to how they was when I was young. now, you know, I'll be at work and people be saying stuff, and I just look right at them and be like, all right, you know, cool, all right, we'll just walk away, you know, because I ain't got time. I ain't arguing with nobody no more. I daggone sure ain't fighting. You see me in a fight, that's somebody touching me, somebody had to be attacking my family or something like that. Other than that, you can say whatever you want to me. I'm gonna walk away. I ain't got it. You know, I remember those days of actually getting upset when somebody said something. Now, shoot, I don't think anybody can take me there unless they did something with my family. But you know, but that still was a learned thing too. You know, I had to make a conscious decision that, you know, I make a conscious decision every day not to get upset. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that I learned and definitely changed in my life. That a lot of people don't realize that anger is a choice. You know what I'm saying? I preach this at work now all the time. When people get upset, you know, when the people that I work with get upset, I look at them, I was like, you know, you're making a decision to be angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at some point in time, even no matter what happens to you in life or what is you're going through, go ahead, Chef, I'm listening.
I beg to differ.
Oh, okay. Well, let me finish then. Let me finish, and then you can beg to differ. Okay.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you how it really works, because I mean, this is 100% true. Because no matter what happens to you, there is a split second where you decide to react the way you react. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody comes at somebody does something or says something to you. There's a split second where you go, I'm gonna mess him up. You know what I'm saying? You actually say it to yourself before you do it. Now, why do you say it to yourself before you do it? Because you're making a decision. You're making a decision right there. When you swing, you make a decision to swing. You say, okay, a lot of people be like, all right, say one more thing. Say one more thing, I'm gonna mess you up, whatever case it may be. You say that to yourself. You are making that decision right then. When you say that, you have now made the decision. They're going to say one thing, I'm going to punch them in the face. You made that decision. Just like you made that decision, you can also make the decision to, I'm not going to let them say, I'm not going to let anything they say bother me. The same way.
That's the one thing you have the ultimate control over is choice. You could choose. Yeah, you could choose.
No, Chef got something else in handy.
Go ahead, Chef. I'm done.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Now, what I think you said it a little wrong, because anger is something that's natural, but you talk about the choice that you make of the response, because we supposed to get upset. Something is going to make you upset, because God said, anger not. You can get angry, but sin not. So there are going to be people that's supposed to make you mad, but it's your reaction. You choose, like you said, you choose to react, but you're going to get mad. People are going, it is people in this world that's going to make you mad. It's just you being able to sustain yourself not to react in a way that's going to make you get into trouble. You understand what I'm saying? So, but
you kind of saying the same thing.
I hear you.
He's like,
still a choice.
To get mad? No, to get mad?
No, you can get mad.
Oh,
but you can choose.
That's why
hold on. But you can choose to not get mad. Like your first reaction is to get mad.
Yeah, okay.
But then you can easily choose to go, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna let them have that energy. That's one thing that
you don't have to stay mad. Like your initial reaction could be anger. You know what I'm saying? But then you catch it and be like, nah, you know what? I ain't even tripping off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the anger is diffused at that moment. You didn't choose violence. You know what I'm saying? You could choose. You know what I mean? Like but that goes back to responding and reacting. You know what I mean? You responded to it. You felt the anger, but you didn't react. If you reacted, you was gonna go with your initial feeling. You know what I mean? Your initial feeling was anger, but you caught it and you controlled your anger. Not saying that you still don't have to like what the person say, or you don't have to agree. You know what I mean? That all of that still remain the same, but your choice was different. That I can say, like, two people can go through the exact same situation, and one person chooses to panic. You know what I mean? It's an emergency. They're scared, they're fearful. Another person in that exact same situation can act calm. You know what I mean? It's a choice on how you choose to feel about something. You know what I mean? I agree. It's a choice. You have a choice on how you choose to feel about a situation. And the reason why I say it, because sometimes it's the person who does it. One person can say something to you and you don't care, don't respond. Another person can say the exact same thing to you and it offends you or upsets you. You know what I mean? It's the same word, same thing, but you know what I mean? This person you choose not to be upset with. The other person says it, you upset with them for saying it. It's a choice.
Yeah, I feel like you give them power too. Like, you allow somebody to say something to you and they can get you mad, they got you forever. Anytime they want to throw off your energy, you might come there feeling good today and they just don't like that you happy. So now they got the power. They already know they can say a couple of words and now you mad, and you mad all day. So they happy now. They like to drain your energy. So I don't allow people to really let me get there. You know, if I allow that, like when you're younger, people can say stuff, you ready to fight, you be mad. Even later, you'll talk about it to your friends, you get home. Like, man, you can't believe they still got you, you know. So it's like when you learn how to ignore those things, like, I just let it go. Don't even let it bother you. It bothers them more, but that just lets you know you grown. You know, like you done grown from another stage. You don't let certain things bother you. That don't mean you ain't gonna be tested. I think we all gonna get tested, and every from time to time might be a family member, might be somebody you don't know, but at the end of the day, they want to see how you respond. If you allow somebody to make you do something crazy, like my brother just got stabbed in the hand today by his girlfriend. That's anger, you know, and they back together, you know. So it's just like, you know how it go, you know. So it's just like she didn't mean to respond like that, but you let the anger get to her at that split second, and now this is, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, but you gotta control that anger.
That was that reaction.
And how do look and we sit here, we talking about this, right? But how do we tell people to suppress that anger? You know what I'm saying? What is the positive thing that we can do? I mean, I do the same thing. Like I told you, I'm like Roddy. I misunderstood him because I thought he was saying something else. So I stand correct. You know, we're wrong, I guess. But I thought he was saying something totally different.
Hold on. Can you say that again? Because I gotta isolate that. Hold on. Say that again.
I put him on solo screen.
Put me on solo screen. Let me say this. Let me say it nice and slow. I misheard you. I thought you said something different. So I guess I was wrong. I thought you were saying something totally different. We were saying the same thing. Now you got that clear? Is that clear? Is that all right?
I'm gonna edit out the rest, just the wrong part. I'm gonna keep that part. I got you.
Hey, I could never be perfect. I don't want to be perfect.
Oh, it's something new. Oh, Lady T, you watching? I'm gonna send that to you. He finally admitted to being wrong for once.
I don't know what this good guy is talking about, y'all. Look,
what coach at?
You said what coach at? I don't know what this guy's talking about.
We got him. He finally admitted he was wrong for once. So I'm proud of that. That's a good change. Let's talk about change. There we go. That's working right there.
Talking about
but to go back to what we were saying, so I definitely agree. I mean, it was so powerful when I learned that I made that decision, that I'm making that decision. You know what I'm saying? It changed that changed a lot in me personally. You know what I'm saying? Because I was given power and giving it to and blaming it on other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like you blame somebody for making you mad. You'd be like, I punched the wall because you made me mad. You know what I'm saying? And I did this because you did that. You know what I'm saying?
Made me do it.
You made me do it. And the biggest thing that when somebody said to me, they was like, nobody made a decision to punch that wall. You made a decision to stab your boyfriend in the hand. You know what I'm saying? You made the decision to do all those things. It ain't no you made me do it or this, that, and other. Because no matter what, right before you get ready to do something, you always have that split second where you make the decision in your head that I'm going to do this.
So even for those people who don't have that split second, they might not even just be aware, but they still made the choice to do it. You know what I mean? Some people just flick.
A lot of times people made that
split second might be faster than others. You know what I mean? Like it's a reaction, but
the only way it's faster than that is because you made the decision weeks ago, which you'll do too. You'll be like, if I go back into work and that dude do this one more time, I swear I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Hey, but
you know what I'm saying?
So you can't be persuaded to make a decision. You can't be persuaded to make a decision.
It don't matter if you are persuaded. It's still your. It was still your choice.
Wait a minute. So you telling me? Wait a minute. You telling me because you was tricked, you still decide to be tricked?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
You still made the decision.
All right. So
I get what you're saying.
No. Wait a minute. You make a decision, huh?
Break it down for me. I don't understand what you're asking.
Right. Okay.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, and I still don't agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
All right, so look, just like Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
What? Hold on. God told Adam not to eat the forbidden fruit. He didn't tell Eve.
Okay.
Right? So Eve was beguiled, and she took the fruit and ate it.
Okay.
So she chose. So you saying she just chose to eat the forbidden fruit.
She didn't have a choice.
No, not if you trick, bruh. If you
she still had a choice.
But God ain't tell her not to eat
God didn't tell. Look, God didn't.
No. I get what you're saying. She might not have knew she was doing wrong, but at the end of the day, she still.
No, she
didn't have to bite the fruit. He didn't put the fruit. You know what I mean? No. Hear me out. That's like you going to buy a car, and the dude talk you into buying the car. You know what I'm saying? You still ultimately made the decision to buy that car. You know what I mean? Exactly. You were persuaded. It's called the art of persuasion. People might talk you into doing something. That don't mean your choice wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, you still have a choice. You can't say
come on, Sha.
Unless somebody can have a gun to your head, right? And telling you to do something. You can. It might be under arrest. It is, but we're not talking about legal terms. We talking about godly terms. If somebody got a gun to your head and they telling you to do something that you don't want to do, or they gonna pull the trigger, you might not. You might bow down and do what they telling you to do because they got the gun to your head. But at the end of the day, you still got a choice. So if a man got a gun in your head and he trying to take your manhood. You still got a choice whether or not I ain't going that way, and you let him pull the trigger. You still got a choice, bro. You can't tell me you don't have a choice. You got a choice.
No, you
pulling the trigger.
No, he got a choice though. That's all I'm saying. You still got a choice. You still got a choice.
Pull that trigger. I'm gonna pull it for him. Either
that's
or.
Under the rest. I'm talking about. Look,
but it's still the choice is still there regardless.
You basically don't have a choice, bro.
But what about stealing the car, though, Chef? You ever had friends that stole cars, and then when they come around the neighborhood, you know it's a stolen car. You got a choice to get in it. I ain't
getting in it. Yeah,
exactly. That's the choice.
No,
so I get that. That's a choice. You can't say I got tricked. They get into the stolen car. Bro. You know it's a stolen car. You know that God told you don't eat that fruit. It don't matter who eat it.
You see that at the bottom? You see it for one.
Nah. Kenneth Clark just want to get his thing brought up. That's all, right?
Nah.
But anyway, it's my boy Kenneth.
That's like blaming somebody after you made the choice. I was persuaded. Exactly. I was like, nah. You still, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is you can't say that you didn't have a choice. Okay, they did trick you. You like it's like if somebody defraud you. Okay, but at the end of the day, you still had the choice, though. You still made the decision.
Like
You still made the decision. The choice was still there. That's all I'm saying.
Chef Dennis, I am a Nigerian prince. I got
still
$5
coulda said
million.
no.
If you send me $5 grand, I'll send you $5 million. Now you may trust me, but you know that this is a trick. So just because you know it's a trick, don't mean you know.
I'm gonna just show Matty Ice. Look, hey Matty Ice, you go into it now. What you just said, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, listen. If I go into a dealership, right, all I see is a brand new car, right. I make a decision based on what I see, right. So now I go and look under the hood. Everything looks good, right. I chose to buy this car, right? Now they know that the car is a lemon, right?
Yeah.
So I made a choice to because based on what I seen, right? And they told me, look, so basically they sold me a car. They knew it was messed up. They knew when I got it, I was gonna break it down. So guess what? So basically, no, they convinced me. They persuaded me,
but you didn't do anything wrong.
No,
you bought a car.
They persuaded me that the car was brand new. So they presented me something that was not new. They said, oh, it's a new car. So now, guess what? I'm making a decision based on what I'm saying. So you mean to tell me because of my decision that I made that I wasn't tricked?
They ain't make you angry.
There's nothing wrong with buying a car.
I didn't say
I didn't. With buying a car.
That's the thing. I didn't say you wasn't tricked.
Oh.
We never said. I said that you still ultimately have choice. Your God-given right of choice wasn't taken away with you. I didn't say nothing about being tricked. I ain't saying none of that. You still, at the end of the day, had a choice. And whether somebody tricked you or not, I'm not saying whether they was wrong or right for tricking you. I'm talking about just your choice. You still ultimately had to choose. Like, they didn't make you sign the paper. You chose to sign it. They may have gave you false information, but you still willingly, with their false information, chose to sign the line. So that your choice and your ability was still there. Like, because your intuition could have kicked in and been like, man, nah, this deal sounds too good to be true. Let me hold fast. And you could have chose not to make that decision right at that time. You know what I mean? Eve could have said, hold up, I ain't gonna eat this, Joe. Let me go holler at Adam first before make sure this all right. She ultimately still had a choice. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you wasn't persuaded, you wasn't tricked. I'm just saying the ability to choose was still there. And that's what I'm saying.
When you start listening to the animals, that's what I would have said if I was Adam.
You know what I'm saying? Your ability to
start listening to the animals, that's what I would have said. What's going on? You don't listen to me, but you gonna listen to the snake? You know what I'm saying? That's what Adam should have said. He should have had a heart on heart. But you know what? You got to remember that a woman was new to Adam. He had to make those mistakes. We all have made those mistakes in the beginning. You get a pretty woman in front of you. You do dumb stuff all the time in the beginning. Then you get old and mature, and you start looking at me. Hold up, baby. Who told you to get that apple again? The snake. When he start talking, then you start asking those questions. But when you're young, you'll go with apple. Yeah, I eat that apple. Give me 3 more. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you say, baby. Whatever you say.
Hey, listen to this. Somebody said a choice on false information removes the liability, or should.
Dang, the liability, but we talk about this. So the ability of choice was not taken away, though.
Yeah. If somebody killed your brother, and then you found out who killed your brother, you didn't have a choice to react revenge. You know what I'm saying? You can choose. Like, I'm talking about doing something that is a sin. I'm not talking about you buying a car. Buying a car is not a sin. If somebody lied to you was buying a car, that's on them. That ain't on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody lied to you about the but you also got to do the investigational part too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If it got miles on it and you decide you make the choice not to bring a mechanic and you don't know nothing about cars, you know what I'm saying? If my wife goes out and buys a car and doesn't bring me to at least kick the tires and make sure the tires aren't flat, and she buys them with the tires flat, that's her bad decision. That's just a bad decision. That ain't, people, we make bad decisions every day, but making a choice to do something that is wrong just because you got bad information is still wrong, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can't say just because somebody told you that this is what you call it, this person killed your brother, and they're like, oh, that's the guy who killed your brother right then, and then you react revenge and then find out that was not the guy. That doesn't take away the sin. You can't say, oh, I did it because he told me that it was you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It still don't take away the bad action.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I know a lot of people, when you was young, some friends can do things you couldn't do. Just little stuff. They can probably walk to the store or go across the street. You know you can't go across the street like your friends, but they can talk you into it. Come on, man. She ain't going to see you. And you go over there anyway, your mother catch you caught. I see the same thing with Eve. He never gave her directions. He never told her she couldn't eat the fruit. She told Adam. And then when she went to Adam, she said, look, try the fruit. But she never been told she couldn't eat the fruit, only Adam. So it's like he got tricked from Eve. At the end of the day, that's why I think people use that excuse today.
Her and family say that Eve knew.
Yeah, she knew, but she never been told that she couldn't eat the fruit. God didn't tell her.
Adam told her. God told Adam, and Adam told her,
which is not God. That's man telling her that she can't eat the fruit. But he can be jealous at the fact that God told him he couldn't eat it. If God wanted to lay a message, he can just tell her directly at that time.
He the head of the household, man. So he told her and he directed it. Hey, and she stepped out. Hey, we ain't gonna get into that, but yeah.
Nah, it can go different ways.
A lot of people say that's
use the devil to make excuses on why people do that to the day. They say the devil made me do it.
That's how you interpret it, man.
The devil working
for you to interpret.
Well, I mean, I'll talk for myself and my wife right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say what I got to say. But it's a lot as a husband and your wife. It's a lot of times that people won't go to you with the trickery. You know what I'm saying? They'll go to your wife first and see if they can get it past her, and then they know that she'll get it past you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like and to me that is what the story is symbolizing. Not to let happen in your.
It went to the weaker vessel.
I'm not gonna say the weaker, but I'm gonna say the person.
Hey, weaker vessel because guess what? The woman. No, it's not. This ain't no. This is serious. The woman.
Well, my wife's standing right here, so I ain't saying.
Look, the woman.
You can say it.
Okay, the woman can beguile her husband. She has a way and the ability to beguile her husband. That's what happens. She can come in and persuade you no matter what because of our love for her. It's just that simple. It's like she can say certain things to us, right? And we'd be like, oh, okay, baby. Because we love them so much, they could look.
It wasn't even an apple, it was just a fruit.
Bro, they could just be like, oh,
that's a kiss.
And look, we like this. Oh, yeah.
She kissed the devil.
Bang. Look, and then Harrison said,
thank you, Harrison. Thank you for the clarification. Yes, Galatians, Lord, man. Genesis 3:22. And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree in the garden.
She said.
So she was asking. So she said, either way she knew of it. So
yeah,
I agree with what he's saying. And, we all agree, but I put it back like to what I said. Your woman is the easiest way to get you to do something that you ain't supposed to be doing, and sometimes that is something that you have to even be able to say no. You know what I'm saying? Say no, and that is tough. Especially when you know that things may not end up going your way when you go later on into the bedroom because you said no. You know what I'm saying? But it is something that you have to. As the husband and man, you got to put in that effort and do say no. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned to say not right now. I get a better response. So any husbands out there, say the answer when you want to say no is really not right now, and then that way you can at least buy some time because usually she'll forget anyway. So you can move on. So that's just my little bit of advice. When your Eve come to you, sir, say not right now. when you trying to say no, because if you just say no, they look at you as like, you know, here's what I do: play a little game. When I say no, I think my wife hears, I want a divorce now. I don't listen to you, and you ain't worthy of me having this discussion and discussing it out with you and blah blah blah.
Yo,
all I said was no. So I don't know if y'all, you know, Matty Ice. Might be different, but you know, I'll go ahead and
let's get back on topic. We were talking about choice and change, man. So we got to
go back on topic.
Matty Ice went on that quiz. Oh no, I ain't getting that.
Nah, you know, man. I'll just say we talk about ultimately at the end of the day, man. Choice is the one thing everybody has, man, and nobody really can control your choice. Like, you know, I mean, we could be put under the rest, we might be persuaded, but ultimately we still had that choice. You know what I mean?
Free will.
That's one thing God gave us, man, the free will to choose, man, decide what we want to be, decide what we want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There you go. All right, Molly, what you got to say about that? You got anything to say about free will or the choice? You feel that we all agree that we all have the choice as men?
Yeah, I just think that people use, you know, the devil to get out of things on their own. Instead of looking in the mirror, they can say, you see what the devil do? You know, the devil made me do this. See what the devil put you through? No, you putting you through this. You know, that even with the story where Adam got punished, he ain't say, I'm going to punish Eve for letting the devil trick her to tricking you. No, I'm going to punish you because I told you. And a lot of people don't look into the mirror. They like to always blame these entities. Even when things go good, it's okay to give God credit, but also give yourself credit. Give yourself a little pat on the back. But we give credit to these entities we can barely see, and we don't never look in the mirror. And that's why I think a lot of things don't get done, because we waiting for God to do it, and we just blame the devil for everything that go wrong in your life. When you can just do it yourself, man. It's you. You got to actually wake up and handle some things. He'll take care, but, you know, prayer without work is nothing. So as long as you keep thinking prayer going, you got to actually put the work in as well. So I think that's what people using.
So we got a quick question real quick from KJ Clark. I'm not making this episode that long, but we're going to go ahead and answer this and then finish it up. It says, do you think choice is a good or a bad thing? A bad or a good thing? Sorry. A little dyslexic. But do you think choice? I'll go first. And of course, I think choice is good. I think choice is good. I think that I think that even bad decisions, as long as you learn from them, then they can still be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all going to make mistakes. No one here is perfect. No one here is going to get it right every time. You know what I'm saying? But when you make those mistakes, and I definitely preach this to my children, you know, if you make a mistake and you learn from it, then it wasn't a mistake. It was a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's definitely something that we all have to experience. Because like I said, once you get through those lessons, then I feel like it's God preparing you for the real event. Like, I feel like the lessons and the things that we go through in life is preparing us for what God really has for us and what he really wants you to do. And this, that, and the other. So you have to go through things in order to grow and, like we said earlier, and be better. Those choices and those decisions are definitely something that, you know, we make and we grow from and become a better person. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've made a lot of mistakes in my marriage. I've made a lot of mistakes in personal and professional. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned from a lot of those mistakes, and I've become the person I am now because of those mistakes, and because of the successful things I've done too. You know what I'm saying? To me, they go hand in hand. So that's how I feel about that.
Process, man. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, that's how I feel about it. What about you, Matty? What do you think? Do you think choice is a good or bad thing?
I definitely think it's a great thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, you should have choice. You know what I mean? That allows you to, you know, decide on what you want to be. You know what I mean? I guess you could say, I'm not sure what context he's asking it from, but just from you know what I mean? For that to be a question, I definitely think choice is a good thing. I love to be able to have options and choose. You know what I mean? I think we need choice, or everything will be the same. You know what I mean? Like, contrast allows us to create, and you know what I mean? Like, you got to have choice and options out here. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a good thing. I think it's I think it's a necessary thing. You know what I mean? In most contexts.
All right, Chef Dennis.
Well, definitely my choice of just being able to choose to serve God is always positive. Just living an unrighteous and unholy life, and then versus living a holy and righteous life. I was glad to have that choice, my free will to decide whether I was going to live for the evil world or the good world. And the good world, when I say Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to live for him, and just being able to go through things in this life, realize, accept the mistakes I've made, or accept the incorrect choices that I made, but it made me stronger. It made me go through the storm. It made me endure some of my pain, and made it into happiness, because I acknowledge, I recognize that, living for Christ, I'm going to go through things. I'm going to have suffering. I'm going to have pain. And so just living for him and choosing to live him, because he gave me that free will, he gave me that choice. It makes me stronger. It makes me see things clearly. And even when I make mistakes, even when I'm wrong, I'm able to say, you know what, I'm wrong. I'm able to go to people and say, you know what, my bad. I just had an experience with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? We've been family / brothers, cousins, first cousins. And I didn't, show him the love that he showed me. And I thought it was cool, but it really wasn't, because I didn't get in depth. This man has invited me to his home constantly. I never invited him to my home. And it's like, wow. He brought it to my attention, and I told him, and I'm saying this like constantly, because it really hurt me. It bothered me, because the fact is that I see him as a brother / cousin, and I didn't treat him like he treated me, invite him to my home. And it's like I said, my first cousin, his father is my father's brother. So it to this day, right now, it still bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I walk this life of loving on other people, but I really didn't love him. And I'm taking accountability to share this with you guys and multiple people, because I want them to know that's the choice that I made in not showing him the love that I show everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so that's so I'm saying about the choice, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being conscious about the things I choose, and that's choosing Christ for my life. You know what I'm saying? Not just in my life, my friends. I'm always trying to encourage them to live, because it's tough. It's tough, but it's rewarding. It's refreshing. It opens up my mind. It renews my mind, renews my heart constantly. You know what I'm saying? And it shows how I'm supposed to be this person that people paint me to be as a Christian, paint me to be as a leader, a father, a black man, and stand on that and stand on it firmly. You know what I'm saying? So, I choose that. I choose that because I know it's something great on the other end. It's something greater than just living in this life. It's eternal life. And and that's my choice, and I choose it. So I when I say choice, it's great to choose that and being able to make that choice, in life.
Understood. All right, Molly.
Man,
how you feel?
after that, whoop.
Yeah,
but I think, Kenny, I think choice is a bad and a good thing, and I know people say bad. I like to say evil, because it's obvious what good and evil mean. I really believe, like I heard Tupac saying a clip when I was younger, that good, that's where God come from. You just take the O out, you get God. So anything you do good, I believe, is godly, but at the same time, you got the choice to do things evil. And all you do is add a D, you get the devil. So you got a choice every day to be godly, or you can be the devil. And I think that's what make choice bad and good, because there's people out here that choose to do a lot of evil things. And they got options to do good. They choose to do bad things out here, and that's not good for people out here that's trying to do good. So I think having choice is bad, and it also can be good, but at the same time, I'm happy that we have it. That's why I think life is all about experience and having the option to do certain things. People hate to go to an ice cream shop and they say, we only got vanilla. No, you like to have options. You like to have choices. Don't
Exactly.
matter. Football team, we all like different teams. We got the option. I got a choice. I can like Philly, the Skin. I just like to have the option. So if I had life and I ain't have a choice, it wouldn't be no point in living it, you know. So I like that we got free will. We got the choice to do good or bad. And I love that the people that's doing good out here, like us, you know. But I'm pretty sure it was times that we might thought we was doing good and was doing evil things, and we learned from it. You know, so I think people can learn from each other, but at the same time, try to do more good things out here. Because I think you're putting out more godly energy than evil things. Don't be a devil. That's how I feel about it, Kenny.
Yeah.
All right.
You need both sides of it, man. Positive can't live without negative, man. You need two. It's both sides of the equation, both sides of the
exist without the other.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yin yang.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and end this show. I definitely want to give a quick shout out to the Mac and Morning Show, all my Miss Reese and Molly. You can catch them every day, Monday through Friday at 10:30. You can check them out as they talk about all the conversations about good. And my man Trey, who's also been a guest on our show. You can catch them Monday through Friday at 10:30. And also, you know, make sure you follow my man, Chef Dennis, from the Battle to the Glory. You can catch him Tuesdays at 6:30 and Wednesdays at 6:30 on YouTube and also his own page. Make sure you follow and subscribe. Y'all know it's us at Dad Mentality. We back on Mondays, baby, at 7 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. Harrison Family Values. I appreciate you for coming through. KJ, my Aunt Leonie, I appreciate you coming through. Two Luck, the Knox, Olivia, everybody who came through said what's up. Oh, my man Ronald also said what's up. So, you know, don't want to miss anything. My wife is here. She's saying hi in the side over here too. My personal
blessings.
Hey, Queen.
Has done nothing but greatness in my life and making me a better person. So, you know, fortunately, my wife never brought me the apple, but she brought me a lot of good things I refuse to eat. I'm finally starting to eat it now. So I'm happy to be the new husband and man that I am. That's one thing that we're going to talk about. Hopefully, not hopefully, but in 2 weeks, we will have my wife and I think Lady O is going to join us as well. And we'll have that conversation about the change that, you know, I've been doing and also Maddie I's been doing next week. And just talk about some of the things that we're doing and experience because we're in a season of change. I feel like the world is in a season of change right now. I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people did tell me that they love the show and love our perspective on things and how we talk and just have that great positivity for your week. I hope that we definitely did it for y'all again this week. Molly, I appreciate you coming through. Chef Dennis, thank you for coming through. I think I already plugged everything, but if you got anything you want to plug real quick, let me go ahead and do it. Chef, you got anything?
Nah, you said it great, brother. You said it great, man.
EAGLES.
I don't know about that. I mean, you know, I guess I gotta give you some respect because y'all did win the Super Bowl this year. So I mean, y'all are the number one team.
I ain't got long. We win one every 20, 30 years. We sneak one in there.
And some things. So, you know, Harrison Family Values. Also follow him too, man. He has his own podcast on YouTube, Harrison Family Values. If you haven't watched that, please do.
Check him out.
Give him a follow and a like. It's great content for your ears and everything. So, and if you want that ice cream, holla at Maddie Ice. We gotta get some of that ice cream and get some of that strawberry cheesecake. You know what? Like, hey, Matt. So we're gonna go ahead and put it out there. Molly. April 22nd, the Knox, right? We gotta have some Maddie ice cream for all the cast members.
Okay.
You know, some Maddie Ice, so we can be eating our Maddie Ice during the show for all the cast members. Trey, Reese, everybody. I'm gonna hit you up sometime this week, and right before we do the Knox on the 22nd, and I'm gonna definitely get it out to Molly and Reese and everybody who's gonna join us.
My Maddie Ice,
Ronnie.
Yeah.
You going Memorial Day weekend? You gonna be home?
Probably. I don't even know when that is, but yeah, I'll be home.
May.
Yeah. I mean,
30th.
is that what is that? The 15th?
Nah, the 30th.
Yeah, that's like
the 30th.
last
Yeah,
weekend
we'll
of the
be
month.
around for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna be down there. So, Matty Ice, you stay down there, right?
Yeah, yep.
I'm trying to get some of that ice cream. So,
Hey,
yeah.
say less.
All
I
right.
got to come to the
Roddy.
restaurant. Roddy
We got that
restaurant.
Chuck Brownie in the banana pudding.
Strawberry
Ice cream.
cheesecake, lemon cookie crunch, vicious vanilla.
I'm gonna be down there for a couple of days, so I'm coming through. Look, Roddy know when I say I'm coming through, I'm coming through.
Yeah, you definitely coming through.
Hey, nah, definitely, man. Look forward to meet you when you come down.
You coming to see Mr. My wife said you coming to visit Mr. Perry. That's what you gonna see. Come and see my father-in-law and hang out with him, huh?
Yeah, I'm coming to see him too.
Yeah. Hey man, they did me dirty. Yeah, he came over to the house and they stopped talking to me like I was there. They didn't give me a plate or nothing. They fed him, brought him dessert, offered him my dessert. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, what's going on? But it was all good. But we're gonna get out of here. We'll talk more about it definitely again more. So thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for joining us in the comments. The Knox, thank you for joining us. And go ahead. What you gotta say?
I do got one thing to say, y'all.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys, listen. Wednesday show at From the Battle to the Glory is gonna be tough. Y'all guys got to come through. The topic, I'm gonna give y'all a little sneak peek. The topic is: are men equal to women?
Right.
Oh my goodness!
You
And I got some. And look, and I got some guests on there. There's some women up there too. Oh my goodness! Oh, it's gonna be interesting. Right. I got my whole look. I got my look. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick.
Miss Esther gonna be there.
Who gonna be the guy that say they ain't equal? That's the one I'm worried about.
Look, I got my notes. The whole nine. I got everything, biblical and everything, not just personal. I got biblical.
Oh man,
I got work. I got a lot of work, bro. A lot of work.
All right.
Man. Hey, man,
we'll be watching. I'll be in the comments for sure. I'll be in the comments for sure. We'll be watching, and so we'll see y'all on Tuesday and Wednesday at 6:30, and also Monday through Friday at 10:30. Check out these other podcasts, support our people, and make sure you're going to be here 422 for the Knox. We'll have our viewer party, and if you want to join, make sure you DM me, and you can definitely watch it all with us and get our Matty Ice cold crypto ice cream. We need to have that, you know what I'm saying, for that episode for sure. Yep. But I'll be previewing the first 3 episodes and our watch party during the week. I think I'll do it Friday. So I'll do it every Friday. We got 3 Fridays before then? Oh, I'll figure it out. We'll do Friday, then maybe Wednesday, and then another Friday before that to get it through. So before the 22nd. So check it out. That'll be on Dad Mentality. And all the other things you can watch us on Dad_Mentality on all things, man. God bless and good night.
God bless.